So here we start talking about stat importance. Assuming a perfect Uma was 1,200 in all stats but no skills, here is how much faster that Uma is that Uma was 1,200 in all stats except one. Measured in lengths, the long track is the title show spring, the medium track is derby, sprint is a sprinter stakes. So for, wait, what is this? In all stats with no skills, it's how much faster that Uma was except one. Wait, we know how to see these numbers for though. I'm pretty sure these, wait, guys down the long sprints. Look, that's long, I know where you got this one. So the stat here is, so this is how much of a stat I had, was 1,200 in all other stats. I don't know. And these are, well, these are the stats themselves. I don't get it, whatever. Acceleration makes power less important. For example, if the sprint Uma is faster, then speed outperforms power, and training speed raises power, while training power raises stamina. So even in sprint, speed wins out at the end. Power is also stronger the more speed you have, as the higher your top speed, the more you need to accelerate, and vice versa. Since having higher power allows you to accelerate to your top speed faster, getting more out of your speed stat. Stamina and guts are extremely powerful when you have effective HP, but otherwise with guts being a spicy version of stamina, see the next page. Wind also gets better when you lack stamina, as it makes your spurts better and can reduce HP consumption on downhills, acting as bonus stamina. From this, we can think of stat importance as stamina / guts to the track requirement is more than speed, it is more than power, and it is more than wit. Yeah, needing the requirements or else you can't finish. Stamina versus guts. Each distance has a target's guts. Below this number, each point of guts is lost is worth more than losing a point of stamina. Above each point of guts gained is worth less than gaining a point of stamina. Also, this is depending on what type of race you're aiming for, which one you should train. So in sprint, the threshold is 210 guts. In mile and dirt, it's 260 guts. In medium, it's 320 guts. And in long, 3,000 meter has a threshold of 380 guts, while 3,600 meters has one of 440. Guts is only slightly worse than stamina when going 50 over this threshold points. Those 50 points of guts will be worth 43 to 46 stamina. The next 50 will be worth 33 to 37 stamina, and 50 after that is only worth 30 to 31. On the other hand, guts is better than stamina when below this threshold. If you're 50 below, then adding 50 guts is like adding 55 to 62 stamina. If you're 100 below, then adding 50 is like adding 66 to 83 stamina. At 150 below, then adding 50 guts will be worth 82 to 106 stamina. It's more impactful in shorter distances. Also, at least we got to see all the funny math equations for all of these. So you can definitely solve for these numbers, so I'm just going to trust it here. Where were they here? Okay. HP. The HP calculation formula is track distance plus stamina times 0.8 times style modifier. Front runners have a multiplier of 0.95 or 95%, while pace chasers have one of 0.89, the surgers have one of 1, and end closers have one of 0.995. You might ask how guts fits into this. Guts lowers your HP consumption at the end of the race. The multiplier for HP consumed is 1 plus 200 divided by the square root of 600 times guts. More guts means a lower HP consumption. You can see a graph here. Wolfram Alpha. The base HP consumption is 20 times current speed minus base speed plus 11 to square divided by 144. The track condition also affects this. The worst condition will give a 1.02 multiplier to HP consumed throughout the race, while the second worst gives 1.02 on turf and 1.01 on dirt. While in rush, the HP consumption is multiplied by 1.6. When you trigger the downhill boost, it's multiplied by 0.4. When the Uma enters pace down mode, it's multiplied by 0.6. Front Umas never enter pace down. Recovery skills heal a percentage of your HP. Golden one will recover 5.5%, while white will restore 1.5%. For unique skills, if the Uma is below 3 stars, it will restore 3.5% or 5.5%. For the stamina calculator, you can, to determine whether a Uma has enough stamina, plug their information to this calculator. I have the link to the document in the description, just find it yourself. You can use the translated one, obviously, which isn't track specific but works fine. You'll want to leave the consider skill proc rate option off. Average doesn't make sense for heals. You get them or you don't, so chance of failure is the important stat rather than your average. Required stamina chart. These numbers are generated with the emulator. I God, that's a funny name. That's the emulator. For quick reference, downhills reduce the stamina requirement, so some tracks will be lower than this. For example, Henshin 3,000 meters takes 150 less stamina than Kyoto's 3,000 meters due to having 1,000 meters of downhills. The numbers seem extreme, but stamina is more important than speed if you lack stamina. 1,200 speed, 500 stamina is 3 seconds, or 30 lengths slower than 500 speed to 1,200 stamina on Tenno Spring, which is 3,200 meters. You lose so much speed when out of stamina. In career mode, the invisible plus 400 to all stat bonus is much lower. See stamina versus speed. These numbers are calculated with 1,200 speed, 1,200 power, 600 widths, on tracks with no downhills and with no skills other than hills. From sprint to mile, it uses 300 guts. For medium long, it uses 400 guts. See stamina versus guts. The existence of downhills can lower these numbers, and the existence of debuffers can raise them. Skills could also cause you to spend more stamina due to running faster, but it tends to be minor, like 10 to 30 stamina. The required stamina to sprint 1,400 meters. Front runner is 460, pace chaser is 520, late surger is 490, and closer is 500. For a mile, which is 1,800 meters, 700 for front runner, 790 for pace chaser, 740 for late surger, and 750 for end closer. For a risky mile, which is also 1,800 meter, the front runner 540 plus 1 gold recovery for front runner, 620 plus 1 gold for a pace chaser, 580 plus 1 gold for a late surger, and 590 plus 1 gold for end closer. For the medium, which is 2,400 meters, 980 for front runner, 1,100 for pace chaser, 1,020 for late surger, and 1,040 for end closer. For risky medium, for a risky version of this, 770 plus 1 gold for front runner, 880 plus 1 gold for pace chaser, 820 plus 1 gold for late surger, and 830 plus 1 gold for end closer. For a long 2,600 meters, it's 1,160 for front runner, 1,200 for the pace chaser, 1,200 for late surger, and 990 plus 1 gold for end closer. For a riskier long run, it's 920 plus 1 gold for front runner, 1,500 plus 1 gold for pace chaser, 980 plus 1 gold for late surger, and 780 plus 2 golds for end closer. And for a long, which is 3,200 meters, 940 plus 2 golds for front runner, 1,070 plus 2 golds for pace chasers, 980 plus 2 golds for late surger, and 1,000 plus 2 golds for end closer. And those are variant. For a long 3,600 meters, it's 1,020 plus 3 golds for front runner, 1,160 plus 3 golds for pace chaser, 1,090 plus 3 golds for late surger, and 1,110 plus 3 golds for end closer. Note that the more gold recoveries you rely on, the less consistent you will be, as each one only has a roughly 70 to 80% chance to activate. Check out the chart below to judge how often your UMA might end up failing due to missing skill activations. Recovery consistency. Required stamina recommendations will list the required stamina based on the number of recoveries, but it assumes those recoveries activate. Here's the chance of that happening based on your wit stats and how many recoveries you have. To be honest, I don't feel like reading this chart due to personal reasons and the fact that my brain is losing oxygen rapidly due to the horse reasons too. So like, if you really want to know about what to do with recovery skills, just go to the description and click the funny link. Note that some recoveries are also inherently unreliable. For example, it's rare for Iron Will to trigger. Breath of fresh air can trigger too early or too late to do anything, and Adrenaline Rush never does anything, even if it does trigger. See gold recovery rankings. Stamina versus speed. So, how important is reaching the stamina requirement? Really? Surely skipping on stamina and increasing speed will make your UMA run faster, right? How bad could it be? Well, here's some comparisons. They assume both Umas have 1,200 power and 250 guts, 1,000 wit, and are verified over 100 1v1 races. The Umas have no skills other than recoveries when mentioned, and their uniques do not trigger. They race on tracks with no downhills. They are both pace chasers. There is one front runner to keep the pace, but it doesn't influence anything else. Umas never get blocked or anything, just speed versus stamina. For a sprint was 1,400 meters. The recommended is 500 stamina. 1,200 speed for 50 stamina loses to 1,100 speed, 500 stamina. 1,200 speed, 350 stamina loses to 470 speed and 500 stamina. Yeah, that's a huge jump in the amount of stat loss. I guess the ratios do matter. 1,200 speed to 50 stamina loses to 130 speed, 500 stamina. For a mile, 1,800 meters, recommended is 800 stamina. 1,200 speed, 700 stamina loses to 920 speed, 80 stamina. 1,200 speed, 600 stamina loses to 560 speed, 800 stamina. The graphs are actually quite impressive here. Yeah, so the ratios really do matter. So train the funny horses in not as funny ways. Spreadsheet it harder. Man, I can't talk. 1,200 speed, 500 stamina loses to 270 speed, 800 stamina. Medium is 2,400 meters, recommended is 900 stamina plus a gold recovery. 1,200 speed, 1,000 stamina loses to 710 speed, 1,200 stamina. 1,200 speed, 900 stamina loses to 470 speed, 900 stamina plus gold when activates. 1,200 speed, 600 stamina plus gold loses to 210 speed, 900 stamina plus a gold recovery. Overall, with these three, we can roughly say that being 300 stamina below the recommended turns your speed stack into decoration when compared with healthy Umas. And if you're 100 under, then each point of stamina is worth 3 points of speed, roughly. Going above the stamina recommended will do very little, except insulate you against debuffers and rushed, but reaching it is very important. On the flip side, this shows how strong debuffers are. Reducing the enemy's stamina by 100 is like reducing their speed by 300, and Nice Nature can reduce it by 200 to 400. For a long 3,600 meters, just for fun, very difficult to have too much stamina here. 1,200 speed, 1,000 stamina, loses to 200 speed, 1,200 stamina. Yeah, this is quite a fun statistic, isn't it? 1,200 speed, 1,700 stamina plus 3 golds, loses to 1,000 speed, 1,700 stamina plus 4 golds. Recovery, indeed. 1,200 speed, 1,200 stamina plus 3 golds, loses to 700 speed, 1,200 stamina, and 4 golds. And 1,200 speed, 1,150 stamina plus 2 golds loses to 200 speed, 1,200 stamina plus 4 golds. Aptitudes. So here we see the funny aptitudes list. Some people care about it, some people don't. The real meta slaves look at the funny numbers and the funny letters. These letters mean different things depending on what rows they're in. A is the baseline and gives no benefit or penalty. If you're below A, you will be penalized. If you're at an S, you'll receive a small bonus. The first row is for surface type, either turf or dirt. This rank affects your acceleration. If you have an S, you'll receive a 5% boost, and B will give a minus 10%. Second row is for distance. This affects your speed. The rates are the same as the surface type. If you have an S, 5%, B, negative 10%. E or lower, it will also reduce your acceleration by a significant amount. But you shouldn't put too much through that. Yeah. Brain doesn't hardly lose career craft. They gather, you don't play the game. The third row is for style. It affects your wit. An S is a 10% boost, B gives minus 15%. However, this does not affect your chance of triggering skills, only all other things wit does. Getting an S in style is fairly minor, but does increase your team score in team trials. To be precise, these are exact numbers for each rate. For the surface types, S plus 5%, A 0%, B minus 10%, C minus 20%, D minus 30%, E minus 50%, F minus 70%, and G minus 90%. Man, for for the distance, different. It is almost the same, but differentiates from from D being minus 40%, E being minus 60%, F being minus 10%, G being the same. For style, differs from S is plus 10%, A is 0%, B is minus 15%, C is minus 25%, D is minus 40%, E is minus 60%, F is minus 80%, and G is minus 90%. The 5% plus 5% to your raw speed or acceleration converts it to plus 10.25% speed / power stats, about 120 out to 1,200. Minus 10 will convert to minus 19% speed / power, which is about minus 230 at 1,200 speed / power. Yeah, I think I'll just end it here. Like I can't keep talking about brain is fried.